Ops 6 has been officially revealed, so in today's video, we're going to go over everything you need to know about multiplayer. We're talking about weapons, prestige, maps, create a class, UI, and everything in between. And if you want to stay up to date on the latest with Black Ops 6, make sure to sub to the channel. We're on the road to 5K subs. So hopping right on into this, we're going to start out with the weapons category. Now, I do want to say, I did not get to play the game early. I'm not obviously a big creator, so all of my information is from the reveal event, as well as watching other videos like from Raid Away, Exclusive Ace, and those types of creators. So going back to the weapons, we are going to have 12 brand new weapons that we've never seen in Call of Duty before. We don't actually have a confirmed number of total weapons, but what we do know is we have the 12 brand new ones, as well as these weapons are ones we either saw or have been confirmed to be returning. So we have the AK-74U, the MP5, the XM4, AS Val, AMES-85, the Marine SP Shotgun, the Compact 92, SVD Sniper, M16, and the AK-47. And of course, this goes for everything in the video. This is all subject to change, right? They still got 4 to 5 months to release this game, so all of these things could change, names could change, things could be removed, things could be added. So take this all with a little bit of a grain of salt. But remember, this is what we just saw, so this is likely going to be in the game. And on the weapons front, man, I'm excited to have 12 brand new weapons that we've never seen in COD is what they're saying this is. So it's going to be interesting to see what those are and what the breakdown between ARs and SMGs and the other classes is going to be. Now let's talk about what might be the most exciting part for me from this reveal yesterday, and that is Prestige. The classic Call of Duty Prestige system is going to be returning in Black Ops 6, something we have not seen since Black Ops 4. It was in every game from COD 4 all the way to Black Ops 4. And then in 2019, they tried this new seasonal prestige system, which we've had for the last 5 years. And the way it's going to work is there are 55 levels per prestige. So once you get to level 55, you have the option whether you want to prestige or not. You can just stay at level 55, never prestige, keep everything unlocked if that's how you want to play the game. But if you're like me and you like the progression, you like the resets, if you hit the prestige, there are 10 total prestiges, so you're going to have to go from 1 to 55 10 times. And then after that, when you hit prestige 10, there are 1,000 prestige master levels. So overall, a really solid grind, and this is all available on day 1 of the game. So you can be master prestige. I mean, I don't know how XP and leveling is going to work, but you can be master prestige within a month of the game coming out if you really grinded. But like I said, at level 55, you have the option if you want to prestige. When you do, you'll be set back to level 1, and everything is going to be relocked. So your weapons, your perks, your equipment, things like that. But it is important to note, and this was confirmed by the developers, your camos and challenges will not reset. So all the camos you get, don't have to worry about those being reset when you do prestige. This is how I figured it would work. Back in like COD 4, this didn't happen. So every time I got Red Tiger on like my MP5 and then I would prestige, I'd have to go get it again, which is really annoying. So this is nice that things are not going to be reset like your camos and challenges. And I have not seen any confirmation or info as to how attachments and things like that work, as well as how this will work in Warzone. I would imagine in Warzone, things will stay separate, right? Like if you max out your MP5 and you're using it in Warzone, but you prestige in Black Ops 6 multiplayer, I would imagine you're probably going to keep that all in Warzone, but who really knows? And then for anyone that likes to play zombies, the levels will transfer between zombies and multiplayer. And the devs did also confirm there is going to be a very rare reward for those that reach Prestige Master and get through all 1,000 levels. They have not confirmed what this is, but it seems like from all the creators and the videos I've watched, they're really hyping this up. So I'm interested to see what it is. I hope it doesn't end up just being like a calling card or an emblem or like a weapon charm. Like, this better be a sick bundle. Operator skin, I think, would be the best way to do this. Or like weapon skin, something like that. Now, moving on from Prestige, let's talk about the maps. The maps are arguably one of the, most important things about Call of Duty. If the maps are bad, the game is just not going to play well. So talking about the maps, we're going to have 16 brand new maps at launch. And you heard me right, 16 maps. Completely brand new, not remakes in any way. 12 of these are going to be 6v6 core maps, and 4 of these are strike maps. Now, we saw these in Black Ops Cold War, these strike maps. They're going to be used for 2v2 gunfight, as well as 6v6. So technically 16 maps for 6v6, and the strike ones are just basically smaller versions. We did have a couple maps sort of leaked or confirmed through, different people like Bob Network UK on Twitter. So 3 of the map names that we already know are Scud, Rewind, and Skyline. We obviously also saw images and gameplay of some of the maps as you've been seeing on screen this whole time. And then we also saw Nuketown at one point during the reveal as one of the maps. They were playing Nuketown Domination in one of the things, as well as Firing Range and Grind have been rumored for this game. So like I said, 16 brand new maps at launch. All these remakes will likely come throughout the seasons if I had to guess. So expect to see things like Nuketown, Firing Range, Grind, and all those OG Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 maybe in Black Ops 3 or 4 maps coming throughout the seasons. And the devs did confirm that most of these maps are going to be small or medium. They said they really listened to the community and they tried to avoid maps that are too big because nobody likes those, right? I'm pretty sure most people like to play these small and medium maps when you're playing 66 core. If you really want to play big maps, you could go play Warzone, go play Ground War, which we haven't actually seen anything about Ground War, so it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. And for all my competitive viewers out there, if you are on this channel all the time, you know we're big into the Call of Duty League, COD Esports. The devs did say, they told this to the creators that went out to play the game early, that they kept competitive in mind when building out these new maps, which is great to hear, man. I love when the maps are good in competitive COD. So if you are a comp viewer of mine, this is really great for us. Now to talk about the new movement system we're going to see in Black Ops 6. For those that don't know, or even if you watched the thing yesterday, we're going to be getting what they're calling Omni-Movement or Omnidirectional Movement. A way to sum this up for maybe some of my OG COD players is it's almost like Advanced Warfare movement without the jetpack. If you remember in Advanced Warfare, you could kind of like boost to the side, left or right. It's going to be similar to that. Instead of like boosting though, you're going to be able to slide, dive, and sprint in all directions. So you could take gunfights and you could full dolphin dive to the right while shooting. You could full slide to the left. You can dive backwards while shooting and land on your back. If you're laying down prone, instead of having to like full 360, you'll actually be able to roll over on your back and look behind you. The movement system has been very, very updated in this game. There are obviously a couple things to talk about, right? Like number one, it's gonna be interesting to see how people abuse this or they break the movement, you know, use cameras and stuff like that to kind of use this to their advantage and kind of, you know, to the disadvantage of the people they're playing against. But also, it's gonna add a skill gap into the game, which is always good because Call of Duty's always been a game where the skill gap is pretty low, right? With a strong aim assist, pretty much nothing too crazy in movement most years. This will add a skill gap, which is fun. But I do think the movement, this Omni movement, is probably the biggest change we saw coming into Black Ops 6. So I'm excited to get hands-on and actually play this at the beta. See more at the COD Next event on August 28th, which I will be live reacting to that on the channel if you want to hang out and watch that with me then. But in the meantime, that's what the movement is going to look like in Black Ops 6. Now to talk about the Create a Class, aka loadout system that we're going to see in the game. Now I will confirm, it's, you know, to my dismay, I wish this wasn't the case, but there is no pick 10. I know people were hoping for pick 10. People were saying it was rumored to be coming back. It's not going to be pick 10. It is going to be the Gunsmith system once again. And there's going to be 5 attachments per weapon. Now, there are wild cards in the game. We saw wild cards in Cold War. We even saw these dating all the way back to like Black Ops 2. There's going to be a wild card which allows you to add up to 8 attachments on your gun, which is what we also saw in Cold War. So very similar in that aspect. I'd prefer less attachments on guns, but it is what it is, man. I just hope they don't add like 1,000 attachments per gun into the game. And also a quick note, none of the stuff from Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 is going to be transferring into this game. It's going to be a complete clean slate. So all those guns and attachments, you don't have to worry about that. We're going to be starting fresh in Black Ops 6, but the Black Ops 6 stuff will integrate into Warzone if you are a Warzone player. Traditional score streaks are going to be back. So if you remember the Cold War version of score streaks, it wasn't based on like your actual like getting kills and staying alive. It was just based on the entire lobby. So this is not the case anymore. You're not going to see people getting chopper gunners, even though, you know, they have 15 deaths. Like, that's not how it's going to work. It's going to be very traditional score streaks. And then the way the class is going to work, this is a little bit different. You're going to have a primary, secondary, and a melee. So instead of having your knife or your melee spot take up your secondary where like a pistol or an RPG would go, you're now going to have all 3. I mean, this is what, who really cares, right? At the end of the day, I don't know how many people this really matters to, but you will have your primary, your secondary, and your melee on your class. And then one of the areas that's actually going to be a pretty big difference is going to be your perk slots. Now, there are 3 perk slots, very traditional, as we've seen in COD. You're going to pick 1 in each slot. I'm sure there's going to be wild cards, which allow you to, like, maybe pick more than 1 from a slot or things like that. But the way it's going to work is there's different colored perks. So essentially, you're going to have your red, blue, and green perks. And as Raidaway said in his video, so credit to him, he said, for example, in any of the 3 perk slots, you might see 2 of each color. So you might see 2 red, 2 blue, and 2 green. And essentially, if you pick 3 of the same colored perks, so if you pick a red perk in perk 1, a red perk in perk 2, and a red perk in perk 3, saying perk a lot there, you're going to get a specialist reward. So essentially kind of like a bonus perk that's going to give you some sort of specialist bonus or power up, if that's how you want to think about it. So like, as you can see on screen here, this image from the reveal, you can see there's 3 different bars. There's movement speed, tac sprint speed, and quick regen. And then you see that little symbol underneath this. This is apparently the Enforcer specialty for equipping 3 Enforcer perks. And as you can see, there is a duration bar. So basically, you have increased movement speed, which is tac sprint and regular. and faster health regen per kill. So essentially, there's this duration that shows how long this is going to reflect and allow you to have this bonus. I don't know if there's a way to reset this, like if you get a kill, if it resets or it gives you bonus duration. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but this is essentially how it's going to go for the perk system. My guess is the way this is going to work is it's going to sort of promote you, kind of pick a play style like we just saw. That one's sort of based on kind of like moving faster and playing aggressive, right? Bonus movement speed, bonus attack sprint, and faster health regen. So it's kind of going to enable play styles, but also I think it's going to sort of try to promote people to not pick those best perks, right? You know, a lot of people like to run Ghost, they like to run Ninja or Dead Silence, Tac Mask, Flak Jacket, things like that that are always effective in every game. I would imagine they're trying to use this as a way to sort of promote people to maybe pick only one of those because they'll maybe be in different categories. And then it's going to have you sort of not getting this bonus by picking, let's say if you run Ghost, Ninja, and Tac Mask, you're probably not going to have one of these bonus perks. But that's just my speculation. We'll see how it ends up working. But this is definitely interesting, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. And then last but not least, let's talk about some of the UI changes, as well as some of the more general changes that didn't really fit into any of these previous categories. They have described the UI and UX, the user's experience and the user interface, to be more fast and approachable, which is obviously great, right? We've all grown accustomed to hating the current, people like to dub it, Hulu interface that we see in COD right now with this COD HQ. But according to the devs and what the people who got to play the game early, the UI is going to, one, look similar to how it looked in Cold War, but also it's going to be more vertical menus than horizontal. It's not going to be as many of those tiles where you got to scroll over and look for things over and over. Raidaway said this in his video as well. He says, when you're in multiplayer, in the top left, you're going to see whatever challenge, I guess it would be like this in the top left, whatever challenge you are closest to completing. So this could be a skin, like a camo challenge. This could be a regular career challenge. It could be anything. Whatever you're closest to completing, you'll see in your top left. In the bottom left, you're going to see your Find Match button. Now, this is the most exciting part. When you click Find Match, you're going to see a vertical list of every game mode you can play. It's not going to be click Find Match and you got to scroll through tiles and all that shit. It's going to be a vertical list of every game mode, which is absolutely wonderful. In the middle of your screen is going to be your operator, of course. And then at the top right, you're going to see your party members as well as your quick join / quick invite. So overall, it's going to feel and look similar to Cold War, as I said, but the whole vertical menu thing is absolutely amazing. And then a couple other sort of things that didn't really fit into this. Best play is going to be returning, so it's not final kill cam, it's going to be best play, as well as the winner circle. So the top 3 players from that game are going to be displayed in the winner circle, and you will be able to emote on your opponents. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. As long as it doesn't take too long, it's not like a 15-second winner circle that I can't exit out of. That's a little annoying, but if it's like 5 to 7 seconds, it is what it is. I can definitely get behind it. And then very lastly, thing to touch on, there's going to be a more customizable HUD in this game. So your heads-up display, things like your mini-map, things like your, your weapon with your ammo, stuff like that. You can move this anywhere. You could have your mini-map to keep it in the top left. You could put it top right, bottom left. You could put your ammo and stuff in the middle of your screen next to your crosshair so you never have to look away. Still completely customizable. There's going to be presets that you could play with too. So this is nice. I'll probably just end up running the default because I've been playing COD since COD 3, so I'm just used to the HUD the way it is. But for people that maybe have a hard time looking down, you're playing on a massive TV or something, it's going to be nice to be able to move it around. But that is pretty much everything that they covered in the Black Ops 6 reveal, as well as what creators are saying in their videos from what they got to play. Like I said, I'm going to be keeping you up to date on everything Black Ops 6 here on the channel. So if you want to keep up to it, make sure to sub. Most people that watch my video, like 98% of people, are not subs. So definitely consider clicking that. We're on the road to 5K subs. Would love to hit that before Black Ops 6 reveals. So all that being said, let me know, what are you most excited about in Black Ops 6 that we talked about in this video? Drop it in the comments, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one.